one block. And let's see, we will get started. So we're just going to get started seated. So you can sit in hero's pose, you can sit in Sukhasana. Just find a comfortable seat with your block. Yep. Sit up nice and tall, maybe move your shoulders a little bit. Relax your jaw. Because we're going to be here for probably a good 8 minutes sitting. So once you find a little movement, settle in and let your eyes close. Reach a little taller through the crown of your head. And then just take a long exhale out of your mouth. Allow your inhale to be natural and just start with your focus on your exhale, nice and long out through your mouth. Breath naturally comes in, and then your air goes all the way out. Do that just 2 more times. You're always welcome to put a little sound to your exhale. And then take one more easy breath in. Air all the way out. And then as you settle, you're going to find your attention right away at your back ribs. And think pretty low into your rib cage, so the bottom tips of your ribs. And see if you can just breathe into that space. And since it does tend to be a more restricted area in your body, you might need to start with a little bit more shallow breath in and out. Just noticing your low back ribs move as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And when the time feels right, you can add a little bit more to your breath, still allowing your mental energy to be at your back ribs, however. And if your breath is a little bit more shallow to start this morning, instead of thinking about intaking or exhaling more air, just do your best on focusing to slow it down. And then allowing your awareness to wrap around to the sides of your ribs. Still in the lower portion of your rib cage, kind of right where your upper arm is in contact with the sides of your waist. Just breathing simple and slow into this portion of your body. So feeling that nice expanse as you inhale, and a lot of ease as you exhale. And notice if your mind wants to take your attention somewhere else. happens all the time. You choose to bring your awareness back to the right and the left sides of your rib cage. And then taking that final journey from the sides of your ribs, wrapping around to the front of your body, but thinking more low and even at your floating ribs. So it's not quite your chest, it's not quite your belly, it's your front lower ribs. And it might be difficult for you to tap into that space, so you're always welcome to gently place your hand there. Try to tangibly feel your breath move into your front low and floating ribs. Just for another few rounds of inhales and exhales. And if your hand is there, gently let it come back down, maybe resting in your lap. And then you're going to wrap your awareness around your entire torso. So now really starting to expand your breath on both your in and your exhale. So you'll start to feel it in the majority of your torso, maybe your belly and your chest. But I'd like for you to try to keep the main focus still in the lower portion of your ribs, the very bottom of your lungs. So it's easier to breathe into the higher lobes of your lungs. You're working to get your breath into those lower lobes. And even that space that touches right between your diaphragm and your lungs. Sit tall. Breathe full in and out. We'll take one final minute here. Full awareness, 360 degrees around your torso, around your rib cage. And staying focused with that. Maybe on these last few breaths, you can intake more air. Slow it down to get air all the way out of your lungs. Really enjoying your breath in and out. Take about 3 final rounds. Really let the last one, let the air all the way in and all the way out. Your hands together at heart center. Really take some awareness about your right palm to your left palm. Your left palm back to your right palm. Notice your fingers in contact. The pads of your fingers touching one another. And then choose a simple intention or purpose for your practice this morning. One word is more than enough. But if a string of words comes into your mind, let that be your intention. And once you've got it, bow your head to your heart. Slowly open your eyes. Release your hands. And we're going to spend a good portion, a good first part of class on our belly. So we're going to call this adult tummy time, which we all need a little bit more back strength. So you're going to take your time to come all the way onto your belly. Make sure you've got enough room because we're going to be here for a while. Hands a little lower than your armpits, elbows squeezing in. So yeah, all the way down, forehead to the floor, and just start with really low cobras. Up, inhale, down, exhale. Up as you inhale, and we don't want to aggravate your back, so keep it really, really low. It might just be a 2-inch lift and that 2-inch lower. So breath in, breath out. Good, so go at your own breath pace. If for any reason you do start to feel tension or excessive compression at your lower spine, this is one of the only times I'll say to put a little press into your hands so it's not going to reverberate into your lower back. Because we are going to be in this position a good number of times this morning. Yeah, keep moving with your inhales and your exhales. Up as you breathe in, down as you breathe out. Take 3 more. Keeping your neck in line with your upper back. And then you'll lower down. Now to counter this, stretch your arms straight out in front. And you're just gonna reach, 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 reach. So you're just fully stretching on your belly. There you go. Reach your fingers out. Reach your toes back, and this is going to be our neutral extended position. Exhale. And then start to drag your arms in. Come right into Sphinx pose. Elbows right underneath your shoulders. Yeah, chest lifted. And then getting some mobility through your neck. Exhale, turn your head to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, turn your head to the right. So just slowly go side to side. As far over as you need to be, but not too far. And keep your chest lifted. Good. If you'd like to take a little half circle chin down to your chest, you're always welcome to. But my suggestion is just to stay in a half circle if you're going to do that. You don't have to do a full circle quite yet. It is a lot on your neck. And then you come back to center with your head. Push down with your forearms. Pull your elbows back towards your rib cage, and then really try to open up through your collarbones. Nice, everybody. Good. Breath in and breath out. Relax into your jaw. Good. Bigger inhale. Exhale, slide back into that extended neutral position, fully prone. Reach, 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 reach. If you do it all, feel like you need a twist, bend your knees, windshield wiper. That's a nice way to counter as well. Good, and then extend your legs behind. Come back into your cobra position. And this time, just one very small lift and hold. So a good time to squeeze your elbows in towards your waist. Reach the top of your head forward. And then press the front of your pelvis so your hip bones into the ground. So then that should take out some of that compression at your lower spine. We're going to hold it a couple more breaths. Try to pull your shoulders down away from your ears so your neck is really long. There you go. And again, if you are starting to feel it in your lower spine, do press into your hands to take out some of that pressure. One more breath in. Exhale, slide back into that extended pro neutral position. Reach, reach, reach. You can let your head relax down and then reach your toes back. So you're trying to make each leg a little bit longer. Big breath out. Good. Hands underneath your armpits. Child's pose for a moment. Stretching, reaching back. Maybe support your forehead. Maybe your arms stay extended out. Good. Letting your breath, again, attention into your low ribs, your low back ribs. So that's going to be higher than your lower spine. That's going to be where your diaphragm attaches to your lungs. Good, and then crawl your way back out into Sphinx pose. So do a little crawl on your elbows. Yep, this time your palms face up towards the ceiling. So check out your own body. Where are your shoulders in relation to your elbows? Shoulders and elbows stacked. Yep, palms facing up. And we're going to do that same energetic press down with your forearms, pull back with your elbows, and breathe. Relax your jaw. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. So watch if you have that tendency to stick your chin up. You want your chin nice and parallel. And then if you want a little swivel through your neck side to side, just turning your head right and left. Good, but watch if you start slumping in your shoulders. That's what I really want you to focus on, is push down through your forearms, hug back through your elbows. Good, last 3 breaths. Maybe stretch out through your fingers. Let the skin on your palms open up. Breath in and breath out. Good, one more inhale. Exhale, take your left arm forward, so you're going to flip your palm back down. Thread your right arm underneath. You're going to roll into a spinal twist, but you're also going to pull your left knee up, and roll onto your back. Just like, there you go. Keep rolling onto your back. Left knee is bent, and then just exhale. So both arms are out to a T. Letting your body release into the exhale. Soften into the twisted shape. Because again, when we do a lot of chest openers, heart openers, we do need to not only counter with neutral positions, but neutralizing positions like a twist. Inhale, take your left arm up to the ceiling. Let your left palm come onto your right palm. Pause for a second. So your hands are basically in prayer on your side. Remember your intention. So anytime your hands are in this position, just a nice little reminder. And then you're going to take your left arm up overhead and come back into Sphinx pose. So you're basically just going to go back in that opposite pattern, palms up towards the ceiling, Sphinx pose. Excellent. And then other side, right arm forward, left arm underneath. You're going to pull your right knee up and come into the spinal twist. Yes, yes, yes. Other side. Now, if your arm is kind of lifted from the floor, dangling in space, bring your arm closer down towards your hips. And exhale. Try not to grip in your muscles here, right? Especially your glutes. Soften as you breathe out. Take your time as you breathe in. About 5 more breaths. Steady and easy. You can even feel your side ribs here as you breathe in and out. And then about on the next inhale, right arm up towards the ceiling, right palm to left palm. Little intention reminder. And then right arm over your head. Come back onto your belly, back into Sphinx pose. This time palms down. And a little lift into seal pose. So push into your elbows, push into your hands. Elbows lift up just a little bit. Keep your chest lifted. And then exhale, come down all the way into that extended neutral position. Stretch your arms out. Good. Wiggle your hips side to side. So a little hip rock right and left. And we're staying with that tummy time, right? Because we do it when we're first born to strengthen our neck and our backs. And then as we start to get older, right, it feels more and more awkward to be on our bellies because typically our back muscles are pretty weak. So that's why we're going to spend a lot of time here today. Sweep your arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Palm to palm. Inhale, lift up, reach your knuckles back. Shalabhasana, locust pose. Gaze is down, neck is long. And your forearms don't really need to leave your tailbone, your glute area very much. It's more about reaching back through your knuckles. Inhale. Exhale, lower down and release. Bend your knees, flex at your ankles. Windshield wiper side to side. Good, and then we're going to take Shalabhasana again with the funny grip. Extend your legs. Interlace your fingers, but switch which index fingers on top. Switch your thumbs. Inhale, lift up. Reach back to your knuckles. So your knuckles are trying to reach towards the heels of your feet, but you're also trying to reach your toenails away from your knuckles. Squeeze your shoulder blades together so you're going to feel some healthy compression at your upper back. One more breath in. Slow descent and release as you exhale. And you can choose windshield wipers or reach your arms out ahead, full extended neutral position. Either one. Good. Give yourself at least 2 more breaths. And then you'll make your way back into a very soft child's pose. Hips towards your heels. Widen your knees so your belly gets space, your lower back gets space. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up, reach it back. First one. So move or be still, completely up to you. Just work with your extension in your elbows, the heaviness in your head. And as you all know, a good bend in your knees, always and forever. Again, a neutralizing position, an extended position for your spine. Good. Everybody shorten your dog up just an inch. So toes up a little bit more, just a hair. Let your heart move towards your thighs just a touch more also. Good. Full breath in. Audible sigh out. Knees down, tabletop. Back onto our bellies we go. Sphinx pose. Elbows down. You walk your knees back. Lift up through your chest. This time interlacing your fingers. Push down through your elbows. So elbows and forearms push, and then just your elbow points hug towards your ribs. Feel like someone's pressing on the front of your shoulders, so you're opening up into your chest. And then you might pull your belly button up and in just a little bit. Try not to get a cat back. You're just trying to protect your lower spine by letting your navel move back towards your low back. Couple more breaths. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, come back onto your belly, hands in a cobra position, and then upward facing dog. You're definitely ready for this. Knees off the ground, elbows extended, heart pulling forward, and I want you to squeeze your feet, your shins towards each other, use your glutes, and we're gonna come out of this a little differently. So knees down. Exhale, pull your belly towards your spine. You're going to come into tabletop so slow. So belly towards your back, belly towards your back. Walk your hands so you come back into tabletop. You got it. Tuck your toes. Exhale, woof, woof. Downward facing dog. So that's a little bit more awareness and actually takes a little bit more core work, a little less stress than going straight from upward dog to downward dog. Don't worry, we'll do it again so your brain and your body remembers. Exhale, knees down, dolphin pose. Interlace your fingers, elbows under your shoulders, flip your toes under, and then come back into that downward facing dog position on your forearms, strengthening your shoulders, heaviness through your head, and just like downward dog, a good hearty bend in your knees. Push down through your forearms, and then exhale, knees down to the floor. Take a break in a closed-kneed child's pose. You can maybe keep the interlace of your fingers and just put that right underneath your forehead. One more inhale. Big old sigh out. Move and wiggle, crawl your way back onto your belly. Back into a cobra position. So hands even lower than your armpits. Yeah, one cobra, lift up, hold. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Really feel your elbow points magnetize towards one another. And then exhale, lower down. Either windshield wipers or extended arms, neutral position. So either one. And then pull your hands back into that cobra position a little lower than your armpits. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Kneecaps off the ground, a lot of energy in your arms. Squeeze your calves towards one another. Make sure your entire palms are in contact with your mat. And then knees down. It kind of feels like someone's slow motion punching you in the stomach, belly up and in. So you're just working your way slowly into a tabletop, walking your hands back a bit. Beautiful, everybody. Exhale, downward facing dog. Fingers spread apart a little more. Skin stretching on your hand. Breath in. Exhale, knees down. Dolphin pose. Maybe try the funny grip this time. So switching your index fingers, switching your thumbs, tucking your toes, pressing your tailbone up and back. A little movement in your neck, just some freedom there. Good. Try not to let your shoulders pass forward of your elbows. It's more okay for them to be behind your elbows, but you don't want to like touch your chin down towards the ground. One more breath in. Exhale, knees down, wide knees, child's pose. If your shoulders need a break, sweep your arms back by your feet and just let your shoulders soften. Now come back to that rib cage awareness. Low rib cage. And in child's pose, it can be a little easier to feel your low back ribs. Maybe the right lower side of your rib cage. The left lower side. Your front ribs and floating ribs. Breathing into that deepest part of your lungs. Two more breaths here. And then slither your way back onto your belly. Here we go. Arms down by your side, palms to the floor. Walk your fingers towards your heels. Before you lift your chest, you're going to hug your shoulder blades so your shoulders are going to come away from the floor. And then you're going to lift up. So your palms and your pelvis stay on the ground. Your gaze stays down towards your mat. And you might lift your legs up just depending on how your low spine feels. So it's another variation of Shalabhasana, but you have a grounding point of your palms and your pelvis. And then exhale, lower. I think some of us are in Sphinx pose. So make sure your arms are all the way down by your sides, elbows extended, palms on the ground, so your fingertips are reaching towards your heels. One more time. I'm going to say it one more time. Arms down by your sides, palms on the ground. Betty Jo, I'm going to call you out. Arms down by your sides. Extend. There you go. There you go. Okay. Oh, here we go. Lift up. Palms stay Velcro down. Hips stay down. Legs optional to lift. Again, if you're lifting and you feel it in your lower back right away, please lower down and just hover above the floor. Squeeze your shoulders together. Reach your toes back. Reach your crown forward. Squeeze your shoulders together like you're holding a single tic-tac. One more breath in. Exhale, lower down. Reach your arms forward. Neutral spine, extended position. Right? And really spider walk your fingers as far ahead as you can as you reach your legs back, reach your toenails back. Good, and then we'll do that one final time. Shalabhasana, but palms down, hip bones down, and you might do a slight pelvic tuck, just a little one. So your belly and your back work as teammates, and then inhale, lift up. Again, time on our bellies gives us strength in our back and our necks. Squeeze those shoulder blades, collarbones open, lungs open. One more breath in. Exhale, lower down. You choose extended neutral position or windshield wipers with your feet side to side, or a little bit of both. Don't worry, we're not going to spend the entire hour on our bellies. We will do just a little bit of standing postures to wake up our lower body. Come back to center, upward facing dog. Pull yourself up, use your legs. So you should not feel this in your lower back if your leg muscles are energized. And then knees down, belly to your back, pulling into tabletop, walking your hands underneath your shoulders. Yeah. Exhale, downward facing dog. And move around in it. If you want to wag your tail or sway your whole dog side to side. If your hips need a little bit, you can always do a bend and open with one leg. You guys just move into your bodies for a second. Give yourself some freedom. If downward dog feels like too much on your shoulders this morning, puppy pose. Try to move into all your joints. So everything from your fingers to your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, your neck. So try to get your whole body aware and moving. Yeah. I'm going to do this for another minute or so feel free to take a pause in child's pose. Remember, bend into your knees. Bend your knees. There you go. Last couple breaths. Good. Walk your feet up to your hands or your hands back to your feet. Come right into a half lift position, but your hands high on your thighs. Yeah, shoulders up and back. Nice, everybody. Tiny slow bend in your knees. Reach your crown forward, reach your tailbone back. Good. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Come to stand, palms over your head. And then exhale, reach your arms back out and down just to the halfway point. Yep, do that again. Inhale, reach your arms out and up, palms touch. Exhale, a little bend in your knees, reach out and down just to the halfway point. So you're going to do that a few times. Notice if you have any hyperextension in your knees. You always want to keep that little bit of softness. Take your time to breathe and move. It's the first time we've been all the way up to standing. So notice how your hamstrings feel, the back of your legs. Last two. Maybe you start to look up towards your hands. If that bothers your neck at all, keep your chin neutral. Exhale, end in that half lifted position. Take another checkpoint with your knees. Maybe lift all 10 of your toes up off the floor, activating your ankles. Good. And then exhale, toes down. Walk your hands forward, walk your feet back. Plank pose. And really stack up your plank this morning. So shoulders, elbows, and wrists all in one vertical line. Yep, nice, everybody. Feet apart to support your bone structure. Really push the floor away with your hands, and then pull your wrists and toes together. Nice. Long neck, full breath. Couple more rounds of inhale and exhale. It's okay to feel your muscles this morning. It's okay to sweat a little bit. Or start to feel the heat in your own body. Last breath. Exhale, knees down. Sit back to child's pose, palms together. Little intention reminder, and then bend at your elbows. Let your thumbs touch between your shoulder blades. So feeling the stretch in the back of your upper arm. Yeah, walk your elbows up just a hair more. Good, and this is a lot of side rib awareness. So I want you to kind of mentally trace from your right elbow, down your right tricep, your right armpit, your right waist, your right hip. Breathe right there for a second. And then let your brain switch over to your left side, from your left elbow point. Down your left tricep. Left armpit. Left rib cage. Left waist, and then down towards your left hip. Good. Walk your elbows up just a smidge more. And then extend your arms. Extend to child's pose, Balasana. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to your hands, or your hands back to your feet, or a little bit of both. Keep your feet separated. This time, as you lift up halfway, take your arms back behind you, palms up towards the ceiling. Yeah. So you're going to keep this. Inhale, reach out and up. Take your arms overhead. Take a hold of your right wrist and lift up and over to the left. Yeah. Inhale, come back to center. Switch up and over to the right side. Good. Inhale to center. Then you're going to exhale, come back into the half lift. Arms sweep forward and behind. And we're going to do that a few times. Inhale, reach up. Take a hold of your left wrist up and over to the right side first. Inhale, center. Exhale, up and over to the left side. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend your knees. Sweep your arms forward and back. Palms up towards the sky. Inhale, reach up. Take a hold of your left wrist, right side. Inhale, center. Right wrist, left side. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend your knees so you don't take this to your lower back. Arms forward and back, palms up. You can even lift your arms a little bit higher. Yeah, working your triceps. Inhale, come up. Take a hold of your right wrist. Left side first this time. Inhale, center. Switch your wrists. Exhale, up and over to the other side. Good, inhale, center, exhale, bend your knees, arms forward and back, palms up. We're gonna hold here. So neck is long and neutral, reaching your crown forward, reaching your fingertips back. Good. Now notice if you're lifted in more of a 3/4 position, or if you're down a little too far to your legs. Maybe try to find that right parallel position of your chest to the floor. And I want you to really extend through your elbows. So your arms are as straight as they can be. So I want you to feel your tricep muscles. Fingers closed together. Again, building back strength in a different way. Breathe in and out. This is going to help pull your shoulders away from your earlobes, but then also hug your shoulder blades together. That tic-tac in your upper back. Inhale, reach up, take a hold of your right wrist, up and over to the left side. Lateral movement, center, up and over to the right side. Good, last time, inhale, reach up, sweep your arms forward and back. Triceps awake and energized. So really press, 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 elbows extended. And then last time, inhale, reach up, take a hold of your left wrist to the right side first. Inhale to the center, to the left side. Good, and then come back to the middle. Exhale, flow your arms down and then hands to heart center. Breath out. Let your intention reemerge. Stand a little taller with that intention. And then when you're ready, hands to your hips. Take your feet nice and wide. We're going to do just a little bit of standing poses, but it's going to be right into your quads. So take your right toes out, warrior two. Yeah, long stride, everybody. Feel the depth in your right hip crease. Arms out to a T. Shoulders down from your ears. Yeah. Breath in and out. Inhale, straighten your legs, switch it to the other side. Bend your knee, but not past your ankle, as we know. Into your hip crease, reach your arms out. Good, relax into your jaw. Get a little bit more into your hip crease. Inhale, straighten your leg, both toes forward. Send your arms back a few inches so you really feel your shoulder blades together. And then exhale, arms forward. Hands to your hips, do a few shoulder rolls. We're gonna go right back to the left side. So left toes out. You're gonna take your left hand, put it right at your hip crease, and that's where I want you to feel it. So you might need to walk your feet longer away from one another. Yep. Left side, I know we just did it. We're doing it again. And you're trying to really compress that L of your left hand. Good, so eventually, maybe one day, right, doesn't have to happen, your front thigh is parallel to the ground. Good, arms stretch out. Full press of your feet into the mat. And then take it into a slight side angle. Forearm to thigh, barely any pressure. Right arm up by your ear. Pushing down equally into both feet, not all in your left foot. Inhale, come up, exalted warrior. Right hand down, left bicep by your ear, not cutting your ear off though, so you can't hear. Inhale, come up. One more time, left hand into your hip crease, feel it. A little healthy compression. It's okay to feel your left quad working. Good, inhale, release your leg, keep your arms up, switch it to the right side. So pivot 1 foot at a time. Right hand to your hip crease, so your index finger and thumb. Bend at your knee to get that depth in your hip crease. Good, look at your feet. Make sure you're on a little bit of a tightrope, but it doesn't need to be perfect. Reach both arms out. Tops of your shoulders down, your deltoid muscles. And then slight side angle. Forearm to thigh. Arms stretching, nice diagonal line. Again, good laterally for your body, laterally for your ribs. Inhale, come up, exalted warrior. Don't change anything about your front leg. The movement just comes from your waist. Beautiful. Inhale, come back up, arms parallel to the floor. One more breath. Exhale, hands to your hips. Come back to center. Slightly pigeon-toed in. Bend your knees and forward fold. Maybe you want your hands straight underneath your face. Maybe you want to thread them, moving your fingers away from your face. So just some upside down hang for a moment. A lot of breath in and out. Good. Come back to that attention and awareness of your rib cage. So all the way from your back ribs, side ribs, front ribs. It's basically like you're drawing a circle inside of your body. Good. A few more breaths. If your hands are threaded, start to bring them forward. Ardha Uttanasana with wide legs. So that means half lift. Yeah. Don't worry, no Sanskrit tests today. Bend your knees a little bit, reach your arms out and up. One more warrior two, left leg. So pivot out, depth in your hip crease. You can use your hand as a tangible reminder, or you can just find it by wiggling around. Good, left forearm to thigh, right arm stretching, side angle, and maybe change your gaze and look up towards your right hand for a moment. Exhale, look down at your left foot. Inhale, come up into warrior two. Exhale, right hand drops down, left arm back, exalted warrior. Inhale, come through center. Switch sides, arms stay up. Yep. Thigh bone plugging into your hip socket. That's what's happening when you're getting the depth in your hip crease. Right forearm down, left arm stretching. Nice 45-degree line from your fingers to your toes. Watch your neck though, no funky neck. Then you can just turn your head to look up at your left hand. Full breath out. Inhale, bring yourself up. Pause in the middle, so you have a neutral spine, and then you can take it up and back, exalted warrior. Inhale, come back to center. Straighten your front leg, both toes forward, and then heel toe your feet all the way in together. So your big toes touch. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, take it down, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, only your second plank. So find it in your bones, in your muscles, and in your breath. That's the last one you're doing, so we're going to be here for a while. Look ahead of your fingers, but feel your wrists and your toes trying to move towards one another as you patiently hold the pose and breathe in and out. Last breath in. Exhale, knees down onto your belly. One cobra. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Interlace your fingers behind you. Shalabhasana, one time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Palms to the floor. Pelvis to the floor. Other Shalabhasana. Inhale, lift. Maybe add in your legs. Exhale, lower. Move it into Sphinx pose. Forearms strongly down into the floor. Elbows pulling back towards your ribs. Take your palms down. Inhale, seal pose. Elbows elevate just a little bit. Exhale down. Hands walk back. Farther down than your armpits. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing dog. Awaken your legs. Good. And then exhale, knees down, belly to your spine, super slow. Hands walk back, stacking under your shoulders. You got it. Exhale, downward dog. One more breath in. Sigh it on out. Knees down. Find your block. And you're just going to come right to a seated position. Before we come down, sits bones to the floor. Yeah. So any comfortable seat with some elevation. Eyes closed. Focusing right at your back ribs. Maybe there's more space there. Maybe you feel more ability to fill and empty. Maybe you can detect just the slightest bit more smooth breath. Switch your attention simultaneously to both the right and left sides of your low ribs. Let your mental focus now come to your front ribs. Really low. Continue to sit with a tall, extended spine. Now trace that circle 360 degrees. Feeling 360 degrees as you breathe. And again, this is where your diaphragm meets your lower lungs. Knowing that your diaphragm is a big key player in how you breathe. And just think of your diaphragm as a jellyfish. Just moving in that way. You might even visualize that jellyfish movement right at the bottom of your lungs. You feel a slight dropping down as you inhale and a slight lifting up as you exhale. Just for a few more moments. Rising up through your crown, dropping down through your shoulders. One more breath in and out. Hands together at heart center. Again, every time your palms come in contact is a good moment to remember your why, your intention, your words. You can drop your head down, open your eyes, and slowly just shift off your seat onto your back. So spine fully on the ground. And then just start to move, stretch, wiggle in any way that's going to feel good, right? So extra care and attention to any muscle, bone, or joint in your body that you need to take some time with before you come into Shavasana. Could be as simple as rocking your knees in and out for your low back. Could be a twist, a bridge. You guys know the deal. Anything is possible. Anything and everything, but without feeling like you need to rush. Starting to let your breath cool off and starting to make your way into Shavasana. Keep it traditional, change it up, make it yours. Find your resting space. Send a signal both to your body and your nervous system by exhaling. It's time to rest. Take as many exhales as you need. If you need to stay longer in Shavasana, always an option. If you're ready to move back into your day, start to breathe first. Maybe even feeling that jellyfish action at the bottom of your lungs, bottom of your ribs. Full capacity in and out. Once you take a few breaths, start to move, sway, stretch. Eventually working into a seated pose, however long that takes you. Elevating your hips, reaching up through the top of your head. And one final time, hands together at heart center. Your intention, your word or words. Remembering that you don't have to leave your intention on your mat just with your practice. You can take it with you into the rest of your day. Take One final breath all together. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Once again, thank you all for being here, for making the space and the time, and for allowing me to be a guide. Drop your chin to your chest. Open your eyes. Thanks, everybody. Yay for Friday. I hope everyone has a fun weekend. It's cooling down, and hopefully it rains or something. And yeah, I'll see you guys all again soon. Oh, here comes my dog. London, come here. Come here. I'll say hi. She got a haircut. She looks like a little lamb. You say hi to everybody? I know I call her, this is her twin sister, Paris. London will be back in a couple months. Bye, everybody.